He was scheduled to appear on The Perry Como Show and The Ed Sullivan Show in early 1956, but a terrible accident sidelined his plans. I often wonder, what if America had seen Perkins before Elvis? Would rockabilly's path have shifted forever? These 10 rockabilly legends shaped the sound every guitarist follows today. Mixing country twang with raw rhythm and blues, their riffs still echo through time. So grab your blue suede shoes, let's dive in. Grady Martin was one of those session giants whose fingerprints are all over rockabilly, even if his name doesn't always get top billing. Born in Tennessee in 1929, he became part of Nashville's famed A-Team, playing on countless country and early rock records. What grabs me about Martin is his versatility. He could slide seamlessly from smooth country lines to raw, biting rockabilly riffs. He's perhaps best remembered in the rockabilly world for shaping the sound of the Johnny Burnett rock and roll trio, laying down searing guitar parts that gave their records a wild, untamed energy. At the same time, he worked with everyone from Elvis Presley to Patsy Cline, proving just how wide his influence stretched. For me, Martin is the perfect example of a behind-the-scenes hero, one of those players who never chased the spotlight but helped define the very sound of rockabilly guitar. Free to get ready now, go cat go, but don't step on my blue suede shoe. Carl Perkins has always fascinated me. Not just as the king of rockabilly, but as the man whose destiny could have changed rock history. Born in Tennessee in 1932, he fused country, blues, and honky-tonk into a high-energy style that became rockabilly. His masterpiece, Blue Suede Shoes, exploded in popularity and was set to take him to national fame. In fact, he was scheduled to appear on The Perry Como Show and The Ed Sullivan Show in early 1956, but a terrible accident sidelined his plans. I often wonder, what if America had seen Perkins before Elvis? Would rockabilly's path have shifted forever? Even without that moment, Perkins influenced generations. George Harrison idolized him, and his later collaborations with the Stray Cats proved his impact was timeless. His place in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame feels more than deserved. Cliff Gallup has always been one of my favorite rockabilly guitarists. Best known for his work with Gene Vincent and the Blue Caps in the mid-1950s, he helped invent the sound of rockabilly guitar. What amazes me is how he mixed Les Paul-style chromatic runs with a Chet Atkins-inspired picking technique. The result was lightning-fast playing that still sounded smooth and jazzy. He usually played a Gretsch with a Bigsby vibrato and heavy flat-wound strings, which gave him that bright, cutting tone. Just listen to Bebop-A-Lula or Race with the Devil. You can hear how he blended blues, country, and rock into something completely new. Even though Gallup stepped away from the music industry early, his influence never disappeared. Legends like Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton often praised him, and I can see why. To me, Cliff Gallup was a true innovator of rock guitar. Scotty Moore was a pioneering guitarist whose work with Elvis Presley in the 1950s helped shape the very foundations of rock and roll. As Elvis's first guitarist and a member of the Blue Moon Boys, Moore played a crucial role in defining that raw new sound. In July 1954, at Sun Records, history was made. When Elvis casually began singing That's All Right, Moore's sharp, blues-inspired licks electrified the moment, transforming it into the birth of a new era. His finger-picking style, blending country, blues, and jazz, became a cornerstone of rockabilly and rock guitar. Moore favored Gibson guitars, from his ES-295 to the Super 400, which gave him a warm yet punchy tone. On classics like Heartbreak Hotel and Hound Dog, his playing set the standard for future generations. Legends like Keith Richards and Jimmy Page have credited him as a key influence, and his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction speaks for itself. James Burton is one of the most influential guitarists in rockabilly and country music. Born in Louisiana in 1939, he was shaped by Chet Atkins and Merle Travis, developing the crisp finger picking that became his signature chicken picking style. As a teenager, Burton played on Dale Hawkins's Susie Q in 1957, blending blues, country, and rockabilly into a sound that set him apart. He soon became a sought-after session player, working with Ricky Nelson and defining the sound of late 50s rock. Perhaps his most famous role came in 1969, when Elvis Presley chose him as lead guitarist for the TCB band. Burton's sharp, percussive tone carried Presley's Las Vegas shows and recordings until Elvis's passing in 1977. Beyond Elvis, he worked with Johnny Cash, Emmylou Harris, and John Denver, and even changed guitar history by popularizing lighter strings. Inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2001, his pink Paisley Telecaster remains an icon. Eddie Cochran was more than just a rock and roll singer. He was a fearless guitarist who helped shape rockabilly's edge. Born in Minnesota in 1938 and raised in California, Cochran soaked up country, blues, and rhythm and blues before forging his own explosive style. What I love about his playing is how aggressive and inventive it was, mixing raw rhythm chords with sharp melodic leads. His breakout hit Summertime Blues became a rock anthem, but his catalog is full of guitar showcases like Come On Everybody and Something Else.
Ooh, come on everybody.
Cochran embraced the studio as an instrument, experimenting with overdubbing and pushing guitar sounds further than most dared at the time. Though his life was tragically cut short in a 1960 car accident, at just 21, his influence never faded. The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and Pete Townshend all admired him. To me, Eddie Cochran remains one of rockabilly's true innovators.
My problem to the United Nations.
Roland Janes might not be as well known as some rockabilly legends, but his guitar work at Sun Records made him a cornerstone of the genre. Born in Arkansas in 1933, Janes moved to Memphis and quickly became part of the city's explosive rock and roll scene. What always stands out to me is his ability to blend driving rhythm with inventive leads, never flashy, but always perfect for the song. He played on classics like Billy Lee Riley's Flying Saucers Rock and Roll and Jerry Lee Lewis's Whole Lotta Shakin' Going On, bringing a raw, edgy guitar tone that gave Sun's Records their signature bite. Beyond performing, Janes was also a trusted studio man, later working as an engineer and producer. Though often in the background, his guitar defined countless rockabilly cuts. For me, Roland Janes represents the unsung hero of rockabilly, quietly shaping a sound that inspired generations. Joe Maphis, often called the King of the Strings, was one of the most dazzling guitarists of the 1950s. Born in 1921 in Virginia, he became famous for his blazing speed, technical precision, and showmanship. Maphis was rarely seen without his custom double-neck Mosrite guitar, which became both his trademark and a symbol of his virtuosity. Although he was deeply rooted in country and hillbilly music, Maphis played a vital role in shaping the early rockabilly guitar sound. His rapid-fire picking, fluid runs, and ability to mix rhythm with lead playing influenced countless young guitarists. He appeared on television programs like Town Hall Party, bringing his fiery style to national audiences and inspiring a new wave of pickers. Maphis also mentored and collaborated with other musicians, ensuring his style echoed through later generations. His flashy technique and boundless energy helped push rockabilly guitar into bold, uncharted territory. Larry Collins has always amazed me as one of rockabilly's true teenage prodigies. Performing with his sister as the Collins Kids, he was still just a kid himself when he started tearing up stages with unbelievable speed and energy. What really sets him apart in my eyes is that double-neck Musrite guitar given to him by his mentor Joe Maphis. Watching Larry play it, you could tell he wasn't just picking notes, he was putting on a full show. I love how he'd leap, kick, and spin while still nailing blistering solos, making rockabilly feel as visual as it was musical. Even though the Collins Kids never became huge mainstream stars, their appearances on shows like Town Hall Party captured the raw excitement of the era. For me, Larry Collins represents the pure spirit of rockabilly, wild, youthful, and unforgettable. Brian Setzer is the guitarist who proved that rockabilly could roar back to life decades after its golden age. When I first heard the Stray Cats in the early 1980s, their sound hit me like a time machine. Classic rockabilly riffs, but with a raw punk edge that felt brand new. Setzer's fiery guitar work on songs like Rock This Town and Stray Cat Strut reminded the world just how powerful twangy licks and upright bass could be. What I admire most is how he never stopped pushing boundaries. After the Stray Cats, he formed the Brian Setzer Orchestra, blending rockabilly with big band swing. Watching him lead that wall of sound while still shredding on his Gretsch guitar is unforgettable. For me, Brian Setzer isn't just a revivalist. He's proof that rockabilly will always find a way to stay alive, bold, and exciting. Who is your favorite rockabilly guitarist? Tell me in the comments.
Free to get ready now, go cat go, but don't step on my blue suede shoe.
Problem to the United Nations.